Okay, so my lawnmower has been hard to start the last couple times. Take about 5 minutes to get it started and running, then it still runs like crap. So I'm going to look into it. So given it's hot and south, humid, somehow 150% humidity and still not raining, got my fan out here. So I got the air cleaner off. I've already cleaned it. It's not too dirty. I might go through and clean the little box up a little bit. I'm going to pull a spark plug out right there and stop putting my hand in front of the lens. I'm going to pull this cover off to get to the carburetor and see if there's some sort of adjustment or something I can clean in it. Beyond that, I'm not a small engines person, so I might be looking this up here. This is what I'm working on, the Craftsman 5.5. Alright, well, I brought some tools out, air hose, and got safety glasses on, and brake clean, because, well, you know how brake clean goes. It's engineered to go directly for your eyeballs. So I'm going to turn the fan off for a second. So anyways, I got the spark plug out. It didn't look bad at all, so I just kind of wire brushed it off right quick, threw it in. It was a little loose, so I made sure to get that tight, put a little anti-seize on it, and then redo the dielectric grease on the boot here. So just like, well, standard practice or something like that. So over here, the carburetor is somewhat off. I got the little, is held in by a couple screws, some of them 8mm, some of them 7mm heads. And it just kind of pushed on to that spot right there, so it didn't disconnect the inlet fuel line or anything. So what I did do is this little hex nut thing underneath there, if you can see it, that has an O-ring on it. It's kind of a little lock set up in there. So I drained that out, and well, this pan was kind of already dirty, but I did get some crud and dirt out of there that had settled. So I'm just going to go in and maybe pull that back out and shoot some brake clean all the way through this thing and hose it off and air hose it off and everything, clean everything up, and then give it a shot. Okay, this is take 3 on cleaning this lawnmower up and trying to get it running. So what I did, it didn't work. I just went in and kind of pulled the hoses off, pulled that little nut out, and sprayed gas up into the fuel bowl and drained everything out, or brake clean up into the fuel bowl. My neighbor does this, he does lawns for a living, and he was familiar with the carburetor. So we took it down to this level and cleaned everything out, and I put it back together. Didn't do anything different. So now I have the gas tank out, the fuel line going to the carburetor, and he said to take this float out. Like all floats, they have a little needle and seat underneath it, so I'll need to pull this pan out, lift that up. We did take this little piece, this little filter piece out, and blew it out with brake clean, but I'm just going to do a good thorough job, just like what I do on automotive carburetors, is brake clean it out, then take an air hose it out, and then maybe even brake clean and air hose it again, and then put it back together. It should work. Alright, I pulled the float off. It actually just snaps off. I don't have to pull the pin out. See where it sets. And I was looking in here before I started, and I just kind of saw the seat down in there. Didn't think anything of it. And whenever I pulled the float out, I found the needle sitting right down in there, like it just fell out. So that would explain the problem. It's still going to get clean and then put back together correctly, and then see what we get. Okay, I did cheat a little bit. I put it together and I cranked it up and it started, and then I remembered I didn't video it. So this is actually start number 2 and crank number 2. It started up first crank. So apparently the little needle has a tendency to fall off the float on these buggers, or at least mine. Simple size 1, right? So anyways, on with the show. Sweat show here. Well, that problem solved. My neighbor helped me out there, and I'm just thankful that I was given the patience to do this, because I absolutely did not want to work on this lawnmower. I think I was just ready to just take it to the scrap bin and call it, because I don't know anything about them, and I just had fear of working on it. But I'm thankful that I overcome the fear and everything on this one.